Stock market took a big dump today on, I think, news from last week. Uh, we got bad news last week, and I thought the market would tumble on Friday, and it really was. It did tumble actually. So what happened was the news came out and it tumbled, but for some reason rebounded. What's the news? Government doesn't want to see these numbers. I think the big one is hourly earning jumped. To me, 0.6% is like big deal, but it's the most in nearly a year. So that's what everybody pays attention to. It's the most, and that's the opposite of what the Fed is trying to do. The Fed is trying to create a higher unemployment, which would drive wages down. In theory, that's the theory. So your government wants your houses to get too expensive, so people will stop buying them, to drop the price of the house. We want your wages to go down to make it more competitive environment for hiring, and he wants to do that by having more unemployed people and things that cost too much to supposedly help the inflation from skyrocketing. So that's the big news. Another big news coming down the road is we're getting close to the national debt limit, and the Congress has got to approve to raise the debt limit more, which they always do, but just kind of weird to me. But after this news came out on Friday, you can see these. This is the S&P funds, and it tanked and then kind of came back, but tanked all day today. Same thing with the Dow Jones. It tanked. Back on 12/2, it tanked immediately at 5:30 in the morning Pacific time. It immediately tanked, came up, and then came back down. And then you have the Nasdaq, which really took a big hit on that on December 2nd. It massive 5:30 in the morning. By the time people woke up, it was already back up to here. By the time it finished, it was kind of close to where it was starting the day. But then today, all day, it kind of fell. Again, on the fact that it didn't like the fact that you were making so much money. So again, here's another. Which one is this? This is your Russell 2000. This is the small caps. This one is the one that supposedly will tumble the most on a recession. Crude oil down massive on kind of different news, but mostly right now the big thing is the jobs report. It's showing too good. You're making too much money according to this. You got 0.6%. That's way too much money to the government, and payrolls are not as high as they want. They want to get more unemployed. I'm sorry, payroll is too high. They want that down. So the big news is really what's driving the market to go down is the fear that these numbers will show PPI and CPI reports coming in. So you got your CPI report, which is the Consumer Price Index. I think we got to get under 7.7 and 7.9 on this to get it to go down. I think there's a lot of fear, and I guess before I go any further, I would caution. We're still supposed to go into a recession next year. We are not seeing the bottom of the market. We haven't even started the recession to try and come out of the recession. So you really got to be prepared for more market downward fall. I don't really agree with the market needing to drop, but that's not up to me. That's up to our Fed and our politicians. So they want the market to go down. I don't care what you hear them saying. That's what they want. That's how you control inflation. It's an old school way of doing it, but that's how it's been done for years. Drive up the interest rates to drive down inflation rates. So you have the Consumer Price Index. It comes out November 10th. So beware of that date, November 10th. That's when they're going to announce at 5:30 in the morning. Oh, that doesn't. Oh, wait. December 13th. Sorry. We already did November's. To get November's numbers, they will release November's number December 13th, which I believe is a Monday or Tuesday. So they're going to release that on Tuesday. So that's going to be a big day a week from now. I'd watch for that. And then also your PPI report, which comes out December 9th. So that's going to be even sooner, and that's a big indicator as to what probably will happen with the CPI on December 13th. Again, previous videos have covered the producer price index is what the manufacturers have to pay for their raw material so that they can make stuff. So obviously, if it costs them more for raw material, it's going to cost them more to make it, but they're going to have to increase the cost of what they're selling. So these are the dates you want to be aware of. December 9th, which is going to be Friday this week. So this could be huge news December 9th. And then even more news December 13th. It will probably solidify whether or not the Fed is going to raise rates. All right, so be aware this week.